So it's going, it's going, it's going, it's going, it's going. So the obstacles are coming. So imagine the aircraft will have to be dodging this obstacle. So we are done with this, and we now move to the aircraft. So the aircraft I am going to do is to import my aircraft. So let me stop the game here. So I'm going to import the aircraft. I will look for where I downloaded it. It's on the desktop. So this is my helicopter. So it's importing. So my helicopter is here. It's here. So I will go to the costume. This is it here. So but first here I will reduce the size. Let me use the size of 60 as my helicopter size, so that it will be able to dodge that obstacle very well. So this is my helicopter. What do I do to this helicopter? If you look at here, this helicopter, it has two costumes. So the first one, I'll call it helicopter 1. Let me just shorten it, helicopter 1, and call this one helicopter 2. Now we code. We go to the code, and the code is as follows. Always start with when the flag is clicked. When the flag is clicked, let me stop this one running here. When the flag is clicked, switch costume to helicopter 1. So look, switch costume to helicopter 1. So it will always be at this first helicopter. You may not notice the difference. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Then go to position where it will start. From the starting position where I want it to start, go to position of x equals to minus, I'm going to use minus 120 by y equals to 0. So it will start at this point. It will start at this point now. That is the place I want it to always start. Then something will repeat forever. Go to forever, and in this forever, switch costume. So that will be on look. Switch costume to helicopter 2. So look at this. The switch costume to helicopter 2. Now the next thing is wait how many seconds. That will count the speed of rotation. Wait 0.5. Let me use 0.5. Then it will switch back to helicopter 1. Switch back to helicopter 1. Select here, select helicopter 1. So let's play this. So you can see the helicopter is what, flying. It's flying. Okay, but that speed is too slow. 0.5. So I'll reduce it to 0.05. 0.05. So look at it, it's flying. So the helicopter is flying now. So the next thing we are going to do is the control. So I'll now go to condition for control. If, so when you use if and then, you are using condition. So I'm going to use if, then, else, something else will happen. So if my space bar, if I go to sensing, so I'll select if key, which is space bar, is pressed, what happens? The Y position should change. The Y position should change. That means it should go up. So change Y by 10. Else, what happens? Change Y by -5. So it will go down. Else, it will go down. See, it's going down. So as it's going down here, I'll use this one. I'll use this one to move it up. So I'm using this one to make sure that it doesn't go down. So it keeps trying to go down, but this one will be controlling it to go up. Alright, let's pause this and continue. The next thing I'll do is, if I'll go to if again. If, put it under this if then else. If then, if Y position if Y position, so go to motion and say Y position. If so I'm going to use operator here. I'm going to use operator here. If Y position is less than, so I put this Y position, my Y position, where is my Y position, is less than minus 140, less than minus 150. Okay, let me use 140. That means it's touching down, it will crash. It will crash. So I'm going to use switch consume. Now I've done the explosion. I've not done the explosion, so I'm going to import my explosion. Go to costume and select this here. Go to upload. So I will upload this explosion here. This explosion comes, but it has a background that I'm going to remove. To remove that background, I'll use this eraser here. So I use this eraser. I can increase the diameter of the eraser. Increase the diameter of the eraser, then move around it to remove the unwanted part. Move around it to remove the unwanted part. Move around it to remove the unwanted part. And I can remove this. Brush off this. Okay. To make it faster, I can increase this diameter since I remove the closest part, then and I move. Just move around. Move this. Move this. So this is explosion that will appear if that helicopter touches the down part of the backdrop. So I'll go back to my code. So if this happens, look, switch backdrop to explosion. So it will explode. Okay. Wait 0.2 seconds. Wait 0.2 seconds. Go to wait and take wait 0.2. Then switch backdrop to game over. So let's see, switch backdrop to, so this will show the game over. Switch backdrop to this, which is this, game over. Then another one we repeat is if touching sprite 1, if it touches any of these sprites, so I'm going to repeat this. If touching sprite 1, come to this and you pick where is it? If sensing, go to sensing, touching. So if it's touching sprite 1, look at that, it explodes. Okay, so once it explodes, something is supposed to stop the game. So I'm going to go to control and say stop all. Put it under this to explode and stop. So another one, if touching sprite 1, repeat all these things you have here. So I'm going to copy this, duplicate it, and put it here, and take this one back and put it here. So you see the code is that if position of Y is less than 140, switch costume to explosion, wait and write game over, stop all. If touching sprite 1, switch costume to explosion, yes, then wait 0. Do the same thing and what? Stop all. And that's all. So all we need to do is what? Keep controlling our helicopter, not to touch the sprites and not to do what? Not to touch ground. So let's play this game and see what we have. So I'm dodging the obstacles. So I'm dodging the obstacles. Now, how do we add score to this? I'm going to stop this here and add my score. So to add score, I'll go to my sprite 1 on top of sprite 1, and I'll put when flag is clicked, So I'm going to create my variable first. Create a variable here and call it what? Make a variable, call it score. Call it score. Okay it. Then when flag is clicked, it will set my score. So click set variable here, change this to what? Score. Set my score to 0. So my score is set to what? 0. And that is that. Then whenever the clone starts, it will change my variable by 1. Change my variable by 1. So it will wait 1.5 seconds and change the variable by 1. Sorry, put this one here. Yeah, this will go up here. So wait 1.5, change my variable, change my score. This time is score, not variable, and that's all. So let's start again and see what happens. Goes to 0. Goes to 0. The score has not changed. So 1 obstacle pass, 2 obstacle pass, 3rd obstacle pass, 4th one pass, 5th one pass, 6th one pass, and so on. And that's all.